Hi friends, welcome to today's Procurement Practitioner Procurement Tips. I am Paul Sir Ansumana, the CEO of Procurement Practitioners Sierra Leone. In today's episode, we'll be discussing about the 9 steps of effective procurement process. 1 is identification of procurement needs. This means you should be able to identify the goods or services that your organization requires, to whom you should buy, when you should buy them, and the cost that is involved. 2 is purchase requisition review. You should be able to review the requests that are being placed on your decks to see if they are in line with your procurement plans or whatever. 3, selecting the right source of supply. In this aspect, you should be able to select where exactly you want to get the goods and services from. You should be able to select that. And 4, it has to do with sending out of requests for quotation, which is normally called RFQ. In this aspect, you should be able to send out your RFQ to the pre-qualified bidders or suppliers that you have on your database already. 5 is evaluation of the quotes and bids. These aspects have to do with you evaluating the bids that have been sent in by vendors. Now, in this process, it entails different departments that comes together as well to help you in that process. You need a finance department in doing the evaluation. You also need the technical person that give you the right specifications for those commodities. For example, if you want to buy a laptop or a vehicle, you need what? You need a technical person to be part of that process, that evaluation process. And 6, it has to do with purchase order. Now, the purchase order is being generated after you have gone through all the other 5 processes I have listed. And you'll be able to what? To render it to the vendor so that the vendor can go through it and able to supply the goods and services that you people want. 7 is receipt of materials and inspection. You should be able to acknowledge receipt of those items that are supplied, and also you inspect them as per purchase order and also of the specification that was sent out to these vendors. Now you inspect them before payment is done. And 8 is invoice approval and payment process. This aspect has to do with you going through the items that are being supplied, and then the invoice has come now from the vendor. You go through them and see if everything is correct. If they are correct, you now proceed with the invoice to finance for payment. The last but not the least has to do with record keeping. Now, this aspect is very key when it comes to the procurement process. Now, a record keeping is something that has to do with audit, because whatever procurement processes you have followed, you have to what? Put them now in an ARC file and file them, so that tomorrow, when an audit happens, whatever document they will ask for, you'll be able to show to them. And so you have to able to be a very good record keeper, putting them in an ARC file and then allowing them to stay there for 5 good years or above. But the right practice is procurement document has to stay with you for 5 years. During that 5 years, whatever audit that comes in, you should be able to what? To go through those files again and produce whatever question that is being asked by the auditor. Thank you. Follow me for more tips.